So Taunton is notoriously a really haunted town, and probably the most haunted part of it is Taunton Castle, where we are currently. Most of the ghost stories in this particular place seem to stem from the Monmouth Rebellion of 1685, and in particular the Bloody Assizes, which were the trials of the rebels which took place after the rebellion. And those trials took place in the Great Hall of Taunton Castle. They were presided over by Judge Jeffreys, a notorious hanging judge, and it's believed that he stayed in this building where we're now sitting, which is called Castle House, while he oversaw the trials. In 2 days, he tried over 500 of the rebels, of which about 144 were sentenced to be hanged, drawn and quartered. The vast majority of the rest were transported and sold into slavery in the West Indies. The Tudor Tavern in the centre of Taunton also claims to be haunted by Judge Jeffreys. There's a little bit of rivalry between the Castle House and the Tudor Tavern as to where Judge Jeffreys actually stayed. Both claim that he stayed in those locations during the trials, and both claim that his ghost still stalks the buildings. The Tudor Tavern is also interesting because we know that just outside, in what is now the Clark's shoe shop, used to be the White Hart Inn, we know that at least 12 of the rebels were hung from the side of the pub, reportedly while Colonel Percy Kirk, who was effectively one of the enforcers, one of Judge Jeffreys' right-hand men, if you like, he sat and ate and dined while he watched the rebels do their final jig from the signpost of the inn. One of the other really well-known buildings in Taunton is the Castle Hotel, and this is also said to be really haunted. It's part of the wider castle complex. It incorporates Castle Bow, which is one of the original gateways into the castle, and certainly in that area of the hotel, which is the oldest wing, they refer to it as the Bow, there are numerous reports of strange activity, the sounds of footsteps, that kind of thing. But also there's a really interesting story which is told by one of the night managers, night wardens at the hotel, who reported one particular occasion when a man ran out of his bedroom naked and refused to go back in because he'd seen someone or something sat at the end of his bed. Probably the most famous story associated with the hotel, however, is a ghostly fiddle player. There is a room called the Fiddler's Room there, and the origins of the story are that people saw a woman playing violin. Different accounts vary slightly. Some describe her as wearing 18th century dress, some slightly later, sort of Victorian, Edwardian period, but playing the violin and playing the music. It seems over more recent years that the actual ghost, the apparition, has faded, and all that's left is the sound of the music, which is sometimes reported.